Hi everyone, Sneemaster here with a review of the San'tok.yai. The San'tok.yai is a medium fighter by the Xi'an shipmaking company Aopoa. The name San'tok.yai translates to ship that creates genuine fear. This ship is a modified version of the original Xi'an ship for human use. The San'tok.yai is slightly larger than the Hornet Mark II at 24 meters long, 23 meters wide, and 10 meters high. This fighter is designed for a single pilot sitting in a rounded glass canopy. There is excellent visibility all around with the use of transparent alien heads-up displays and control systems. The only drawback in the cockpit is that it only has 2 MFDs, so hopefully CIG allows helmet MFDs soon. It also has a seat that elevates into the cockpit from the ground. The San'tok.yai has one size 2 shield, making it quite resistant to energy attacks, but its hull and armor are weaker than similar medium fighters at less than half the resistance of a Hornet. It carries a small fuel capacity, maybe average for a fighter, but it's not a long-range ship. Just try flying across Stanton takes a refueling stop, and probably much more in large systems like Pyro. The San'tok.yai is much faster than many other fighters though, with a combat speed of 265 meters a second and a max speed of 1,275 meters a second. It's only about average in turning ability to other medium fighters, even though it does have 4 large thrusters, so it's more like an interceptor than a fighter. The ship also transforms from landing mode to flight mode. In landing mode it's flatter, while in flight mode it has a vertical shape. Be careful if you lose an engine though, your ship could fly all over the place, especially on a planet with gravity. The San'tok.yai has no cargo capacity or ability to carry vehicles. There is no bedding or living quarters on the ship. There is pilot stowage of 250k micro SCU. You can store some gear, although I couldn't find the button to open the stowage. I wonder if it's a glitch or if the CIG is adding it later. For weaponry, the San'tok.yai has 4 size 3 weapon hardpoints. By default, it carries fixed Xi'an laser repeater guns. The 4 guns are all located around the cockpit, giving great angles to attack targets without the ship blocking them. The capacitors are very large for these guns, so it takes longer before they run out of power. The repeaters are very fast and do quite a bit of damage. You can see them spit out shots like a minigun, which is pretty cool. In the thick wings, the fighter also has 4 size 3 missile hardpoints with dual size 2 missiles each, giving you 8 size 2 Tempest missiles. That's pretty decent for a medium fighter. These are custom launchers, so you can't change them out for other combinations, but you can change the missiles for other size 2 missiles. The San'tok.yai is very expensive for a medium fighter at $240, but that's because of the usual alien tax that CIG gives to alien ships. The ship is only available during time-limited sales such as Alien Week or the IAE show. You cannot buy the ship in-game for patch 3.22, but you will be able to buy it in 3.23 for roughly 9 million UEC at Area 18. The San'tok.yai comes with a shiny green paint by default, but you can get other paints for the ship. The bright white and gray Tui Ping paint is only available for Concierge. The 2 other paints are available all the time on the store for everyone. That includes the shiny red Shua Cha paint and the blue and red iridescent Yilen paint, and I'm hoping pronouncing those right. This ship is a medium fighter with distinct alien features. It's primarily useful for combat. It can be used defensively to protect other ships or locations, or offensively in combat, bounty hunting, or piracy. The speed and weapons make it great for taking down targets of equivalent size or smaller, as well as medium cargo vessels. Don't forget the San'tok.yai is also great for racing. It's very fast even in combat speed, so you can definitely use it in racetracks. The turning isn't amazing, especially at high speed, but for straightaways it's fantastic compared to similar sized ships. To use the San'tok.yai properly, you have to account for its strengths and weaknesses. The San'tok.yai is very fast with a hefty shield and plenty of guns, but it's delicate once the shields are down. The medium shield is tough, but once you lose your shields, the weak armor and hull will get damaged quickly. Treat the ship like an interceptor and you won't go wrong. Keep moving quickly so you don't get hit. It's great for catching up with other ships and intercepting bombers. Plus the weapons take out targets quickly, but I don't recommend hanging around in one spot too long. This will become even more important when Master Modes arrives with patch 3.23, as you lose shields and guns when entering nav mode, and you can't just burst to max speed easily anymore. You'll have to boom and zoom at combat speed and swarm the enemy with bursts of guns. Remember though that this ship is faster than most fighters, so use that to get behind your target, or at least keep them off balance. It's even faster than the Arrow or Buccaneers. It's not as maneuverable as light fighters though, so don't try to out-dodge smaller ships. It turns more like any other medium fighter. Also, watch for missiles. You may be very fast, but if you do get hit, the missiles can do a lot of damage to the weak hull, even with size 2 shields. Watch out if your engines get hit, since it can prevent you from turning properly. The fuel tanks are not very large, so you can't go flying long distances, especially for bounty hunting or ship escorts, unless you have a place to pick up fuel on the way. You may want to have a friend with a refueling ship along if you're going long distances, or a ship with a hangar to land in. That also applies to living quarters, as there is no bathroom or bed on the ship. You also can't pick up cargo or large amounts of loot with the lack of cargo space, so that does limit piracy or salvage unless you have a friend with a cargo ship to help. I also don't recommend using the ship to go against large targets with heavy shields and turrets, since the 4 size 3 guns and size 2 missiles may not cut through large shields quickly before you get damage. Maybe if you change to ballistic cannons that might help, but it's still risky. Enemy turrets will chop through your ship shielding fast, even with a size 2 shield on the ship, unless you focus on flying faster than the turrets can turn, which will limit how much gun time you have on the big ship. You will need a friend with bigger guns to help you take on tough ships. On the other hand, the ship can easily chop up any light or medium fighters that are defending them pretty well with those 4 guns if you fly the ship right. Preferably take out the escorts if you can. Some upgrades you might want to consider is getting the highest quality shield you can, since it's the only shield you have, and the default shield is a Class C. So get a Class A or B shield. If you need longer range, then get a slower, longer range quantum drive. It might be slower, but you'll fly longer before refueling. If you need to take out targets quicker, get ballistic guns, but the ammo won't last as long. Alright, so that's it for the Aopoa San'tok.yai review. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You can use my referral code if you decide to jump in as Star Citizen, and you'll get 5,000 extra in-game credits. Here's a big thank you to my current patrons. Please check out my Patreon membership to help me make more videos. All patrons and members will have their names listed at the end of my videos and get access to my Discord channel. Patrons and members also have the first pick on the next item I will cover, so feel free to sign up and let me know what you would like to see next. Okay, catch you next time.